Thank you for joining me today. My name is Ken Raggio, and today's Bible study is the book of Nahum. Nahum came along a century after Jonah. He was prophesying again the destruction of Nineveh. Yes, Nineveh repented in Jonah's day, and God spared them at that time. But in Nahum's days, the sins of Nineveh had again overflowed the cup and provoked God again. The city is now extinct in modern times, a pile of ruins just outside the modern city of Mosul, Iraq. Nahum was the second prophet against Nineveh. Nahum 1, verse 1 and 14, the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite. And the Lord hath given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name be sown. I will make thy grave, for thou art vile. Do you know that God is jealous of his enemies? God is as good as anyone can possibly declare, but his righteous indignation toward his enemies is perfectly justified. Everything in the universe was created by him, and it all lives and moves and has its being in God. It makes no sense that God should even have an enemy. Let him do whatever he pleases with them. Nahum 1, verse 2 and 3, God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath upon his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger, and he's great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. So here we see for the second time God promised to destroy vile Nineveh and its idolatry. They first repented under Jonah, but now God's calling it to judgment again. Nineveh was once the capital of Assyria, which is a vast Middle Eastern empire for hundreds of years, north and east of Israel. Nineveh was famous for its idols and temples and its worship of various gods. Sin was the moon god, Nergal and Shamash were the sun gods, and most of all, Ishtar was the goddess of sex and fertility. According to Nahum 1:14, the Lord hath given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name be sown. Out of the house of thy gods will I cut off the graven image and the molten image. I will make thy grave, for thou art vile. And I remind you again, Nineveh is now extinct. We know that Jesus Christ will someday soon stand on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem, according to Zechariah 14:4. And from that very moment, Israel will never know another threat. The Prince of Peace, also known as the Lord of Hosts, will overthrow every adversary once and for all during those 1,000 years. For 1,000 years, Israel and the rest of the world will live in perfect peace. Nahum 1 verse 15 says, Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feasts, perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He's utterly cut off. And I say, blessed is him that bringeth good tidings and that publishes peace. God sent scarlet-robed warriors with shields and chariots against Nineveh. In 612 B.C., it was King Nabopolassar, who had only recently conquered Babylon. He led an army of Medes and Babylonians in the final overthrow of Nineveh. They fell in 612 B.C. Nahum accurately prophesied the fall of Nineveh. Nahum 2, verse 1, 8, and 13. He that dasheth in pieces is cometh up before thy face. Keep the munition, watch the way. But Nineveh is of old like a pool of water, yet they shall flee away. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will burn her chariots in the smoke, and the sword shall devour thy young lions. I want to tell you that God is no respecter of persons. That comes from Acts 10:34, and that the soul that sinneth, it shall die, Ezekiel 18:20. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and every nation that forgets God, that's Psalm 9:17. And great Nineveh was not great enough to defy all those eternal precepts of the Holy One of Israel. The soul that sins dies, and Nineveh died. The wicked are turned into hell, and every nation that forgets God. That's why Nineveh had to go. Nahum chapter 3, verse 1, 4, and 7. Woe to this bloody city! It's all full of lies and robbery. that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. All they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? And finally, this lesson from the book of Nahum. Nineveh was the capital of this Assyrian empire. Renowned Assyrian kings included Shalmaneser I, Tiglath-Pileser I, Sennacherib. Its palace, at 794 feet wide and 1,650 feet long, had no rival. The city had elaborate streets, canals, aqueducts, as many as 150,000 citizens. But God said to Nineveh, no more. Nahum 3, verse 18 and 19, Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. For upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continually? And that was the total judgment of Nineveh and the king of Assyria. And those are our lessons from the book of Nahum. God bless you and save your eternal soul in Jesus' name. Thank you for watching. Please like and share and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, MeWe, Gab, CloudHub, BitChute, Rumble, YouTube, Telegram, Truth Social, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Visit my website at KenRaggio.com for thousands of pages of Bible articles on every subject. Subscribe to receive my daily Bible studies by email. Go to Amazon, search for books by Ken Raggio. You'll see my daily Bible companion, 5,000 lessons almost from every chapter of the Bible, 2-volume set, Old and New Testaments. Get the Daniel prophecies, God's plan for the last days, 726 pages with footnotes, 175 photos, one of the most powerful prophecy teachings anywhere. Get the greatest doctrines of the Bible. Get praying on purpose, praying for results, how men prevail with God. Get Long Winding Road, my very personal story, and Treasures of Darkness, how to see the glory of God in your darkest trials. Click the link below if you want all 9 books for only $125 here in the United States only. And please donate through the link below, and then share these videos with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Good night.